Hi everyone and welcome back to Riyalizations. Today's video is going to be very different from my usual videos. But the moment I discovered this idea and realized how big an impact it plays in my life and how just a small change could make such a huge difference, I could not stop myself from making a video about this. I am talking about where do you keep your phone? Consciously keeping them away when you're focusing. I'm not talking about how much you use your phone, whether you use social media too much or not, whether your screen time is too high, just that where do you physically keep your phone and how hugely it impacts your life. And the best part is that you get to make this choice every single day, every single hour, every single minute. And this idea got sparked from a recent video that I watched on YouTube. It was a convocation speech by Angela Duckworth. She's the author of Grit. It's a great book. If you haven't read it, definitely should read it. And once I finished watching the video, the idea stayed with me. I even wrote about it on LinkedIn. I analyzed my patterns and I figured this could make a huge difference if I follow it. And here I am sharing it with you. I'll give you a study that breaks down why where you keep your phone is so important. In a lab, there were people who were asked to solve some problems. There were, of course, 3 sets. One set of people did not have their phone anywhere around them. It was locked outside. The second set of people had their phones in their pocket. And then there was the third group who had the phones on their table. All the 3 groups were asked to solve some problems. And what it was noticed, set of people who had the phones on the table performed the worst. The people who had it in their pockets, yes, they did not see it, they did not touch it, yet they performed poorly compared to the group that had their phones outside and absolutely away from their reach, from their sight, from their vision. This is the entire premise of everything that we'll be covering today as to why your focus, your productivity gets so badly impacted by just the fact that the phone is around you in your vicinity. Most of the times, the distraction is coming from the tiniest of things. Maybe you just watched a story from someone or a tweet or a LinkedIn post or some WhatsApp chat is pinging. And the scariest part is that those thoughts subconsciously remain in your mind even when you've put the phone down, even when you're not actively using it. What I've noticed with myself is that once I keep my phone away and I start to work, within the next 5 minutes, I'll have the urge to check the phone. Even if I have not gotten a single notification, still have this innate urge to check my phone, just to open the same apps again and again. For me, those are WhatsApp, LinkedIn, Gmail. And even if there is no notification, I'll keep it away, then work for 5 minutes, and then again this sudden urge comes. Does that happen with you too? Because my guess is it is happening with you too. It affects the time I can sit at a stretch and do focused work. But you have to remind yourself that this is not normal. This kind of distracted behavior 24/7 is not normal. And this is where comes the second part, where we check if we are addicted to our phones or not. And for that, I found out this very simple framework. It has 4 questions, and answer these questions to see if, just like me, are you also addicted to your phone? So the first one is, do you unlock your phone even without you realizing it? The next question to ask is, does your phone impact your mood? Maybe it was the story that you watched or a reel or someone's post on LinkedIn, or it could just be a chat. And once you keep it away, you notice that your mood has been impacted. You're either happier or you're sadder, most likely. The third one is, do you feel withdrawal symptoms? Some kind of anger, frustration when you keep your phone away. And you feel kind of incomplete when it's not around, as if you can't function without your phone. And finally, the fourth question to ask is, do you relapse? Even when you try your best to cut down your screen time, keep your phone away, no matter what you do, you see yourself relapsing and reaching again for your phone and your screen time increasing again. If you answered yes to these questions, then sorry to break it for you, but just like me, you're also addicted to your phone. But before we come to the actual solution to this kind of addiction that even Angela Duckworth talks about in her video, I wanted to specifically add a section about how this is so much worse for the students right now. Every 15, 16-year-old has a phone, and the distraction of the phone, this addiction, keeps them away from the most important thing that they should be doing right now. Because if you're a student, this is your peak focus building period of your life. What you do right now, your 10th boards, 12 boards, or just building skills, or if you're a college student, then this is the time where you have to go through discomfort, you have to grind, you have to make things happen for you. If you're spending this peak period of your life distracted and half turned off because you're addicted to your phones, then you're missing out big on life. You're missing out on very big opportunities. And that is why those kind of reels where someone in their early 20s or late teenage years talks about that there's no competition because most of the people their age are busy scrolling, busy distracted. That's why they get so much likes, because people realize that yes, there's a very small percentage of people actually not addicted. You need to get away from this habit. If you need success, if you need happiness, if you want these things badly enough, then it's the time to keep your phone away. And that brings us to the part of the video where we learn to reclaim our focus using science-backed things, using tips from Angela Duckworth, and also things that have actually worked for me. We are in the era where phones are a necessity. Yes, you need them, but I'm talking about consciously using them, consciously keeping them away when you're focusing, and consciously deciding when it is getting out of hand. So the first and most important hack that I also talked about in the introduction of the video is not just using willpower, but also using physical distance. Yes, you cannot rely on motivation alone. When it's time for you to focus, keep your phone away, at a physical distance, away from your reach, away from your sight. Maybe in a different room, maybe locked in the cupboard, maybe so far away that you just forget where it was until you actually need it. Because motivation can only last a certain time. Plus, motivation is limited. You cannot just be using half of your brain power to control yourself from using the phone. Keep it away, keep it distant. The second point is about letting your close ones know that you are trying something new, you're trying to keep your phone away, and maybe even include them. Let your loved ones know that, okay, you're keeping your phone away for some hours and you will be unreachable at that time. Or even include your friends and set up a common time where it's the part of your day where you don't actually use your phones. The next point is about being okay with boredom. We live in times where none of us are okay with sitting idle even for 5 minutes. We want something to play with. We want something to stimulate our minds. But I can't tell you of the number of studies that I've read that tell us that boredom is good for us. It's good for our creativity. Some things that Angela Duckworth suggests in her video is increasing the sky to screen ratio. Yes, go watch the sky, look at nature, walk, have conversations without your phone, read a book, the old school things that were common before the phones were so common. Maybe uncomfortable and unusual at first, but you get used to it, and maybe that is what your brain needs right now. A little bit of understimulation. You don't need another video, you don't need another life hack. Maybe you just need to sit with yourself calmly and reflect. And finally, the last part is that you have to be okay with missing out. When you put your phone away, you may miss out on someone's story or a reel or a call, but that's not really missing out because you're consciously choosing how you want to spend your time and focus. And also that you cannot just rely on discipline, you have to create actual physical distance for your mind to get rest. And the best part is that you get to make this choice every single day, every single hour, every single minute. So where will you keep your phone next? That's all I had for you in this video. Thank you so much, and let me know if you found this helpful. Also, let's have a conversation in the comments. Tell me, do you face this too as much as I do? And what are the tips and tricks that you use?